I define and describe the kind of content that I make on here as ultimately political and social commentary. I provide commentary over different topics, whether that's commentary over Twitter thread, actual like policies being put in place, news articles, YouTube videos, whatever the case. It can be easy and understandable to lump me and others that do similar things like this in what is called react content creators or making reaction content, however you want to phrase that. And that's a term that's definitely being said more and more with spite in people's mouth, with a bad taste in people's mouth. And I want to get into it, all of it. So let's get meta. Hey everyone, my name's Christian Verstappen, and I have a lot to say about many things. I want to talk about the recent React drama, React gate, whatever you want to call this. I saw this screenshot from X that was put on. I fucking hate that it's called X now. That was put on Vosh's subreddit originally, and I want to go over this real quick here. This is from Dark Viper AU. Now I don't know who this is, and I don't know who some of the people that they're talking about are, but I do have things to say about the overall, topic here. The tides are turning on reaction content. You are wrong. As long as creators see sitting around watching YouTube videos and re-uploading them as a valid form of creativity and of value to any platform, there will always be supply for creators. The demand will never go away. Only the supply of videos will if enough content creators say stop. Unfortunately, there are enough people working as hard as they can to convince others to continue that supply to everyone's detriment. Working hard to inspire each new generation of peasants to till the fields for their lords. The dream of people like the Act Man, I don't know who that is. I've heard Xanderhall talk about him before, but I don't know who that actually is for YouTube to always be a two-tiered system. One where one group does the work, spending the time and effort to create, where the other sits around watching them do so, receiving the exact same product and often greater reward for none of the work. It is just sad how this trickle-down theory of YouTube continues to spread. Don't you see? The easier it is for them to make videos, the more videos they can spam out. This means they will get more of the limited recommendations and viewers on these platforms. So they will become even richer, which is great because all of that will one day trickle down to those who actually do the work that makes those videos. It hasn't happened yet, but any day now, everyone benefits from competing with content aggregators. Just goddamn sad. So, here's the thing. There are legitimate issues with a lot of people that make reaction content, and we'll get to that in a minute here. But this is a very similar discussion to me to one that was had in the mid 2010s. So I've talked before about how what really got me into YouTube content in general, being an avid watcher of YouTube, was specifically Hellfire Comms. Hellfire Comms was the first YouTube video, or sorry, was the first Let's Play, commentary, react, whatever you want to call it, type of channel that made good Let's Plays. For the longest time, I only ever knew Let's Plays as this kind of thing. Let's Plays started, excuse me, I only knew Let's Plays as this thing I'm going to show you in a minute here, but Let's Plays originally started on what was called, and still exists, I believe, to this day, the Something Awful forums, where what people would do is they would take screenshots of video games as they were playing them, and they would discuss that in text form. They would make commentary in text form on the screenshots. These would be like walkthroughs. But sometimes, they would have some jokes, some commentary, some just general walkthrough information, all of that. The type of Let's Play, as it were, that I tend to enjoy is something that strikes a really good balance between informative and comedic. Hellfire Commentaries is a great example for this. But so are some other channels that I really like and have even put on my put on my channel's recommendation page. Like, I wonder if we even go to them, we'll probably see. Welcome to HFC. What do we have here? Probably their affiliates, right? Well, we did at least. Well. This applies to Brain Scratch Com. You know, I'll just go to my own channel. Like spell. There we go. So I've talked about these guys before, but like, you know, here's Hellfire Comms, here's Brain Scratch Comms, these kind of people, and some other good examples, as I've shown videos from them as well, are people like FGB Likes to Play. These are people that really put effort into playing the games we're talking about and talking about them, and they make it a fun experience. It's a lot different from just playing the game itself. But for a lot of people, what they knew these Let's Plays to be, and by the way, the way that Hellfire and Brain Scratch does it specifically is they pre-record the game and then they talk about it. They have footage that they talk about over it. So oftentimes, especially with Brain Scratch, only one person actually played the game. But some of the original Let's Players, Retsupre, made a channel, well, they made a channel called Retsupre, and basically they dedicated it to finding and making fun of just awful Let's Plays, because for the longest time, Let's Plays were thought to be things like this. This is an extreme, like, compilation of PewDiePie, who, I don't really know what he does now, but for a long time, he was basically the punching bag of the Let's Play community, because he made awful content. He made content like this.
You know, maybe I'm making too much of this. Maybe it's not so bad. I'm sure it's got its own appeal, and there's probably nothing really that terrible in these videos. I mean, you know...
He's raping her. He's raping her.
I'm sorry, what was that?
What am I supposed to do? Die!
Apologies for your eardrums, by the way, in a minute here.
That's what you get for not having a pussy tasting. What?
Don't like the situation. Mouse! What are you doing here?
Alright, that was it.
Crimes against the
Raping me! The dogs are raping me!
30,000
So, you know, you have to ask when you see... Yeah.
likes. 30,000 likes.
Yeah, 30,000 likes. You have to wonder with this kind of thing, or with this kind of content. This is what Let's Plays were known as at the time. Either it was people screaming, and don't get me wrong, there's a place for that every now and then. But throughout the entire video and the kind of ways that PewDiePie made content, yeah, it was really bad. He was such a punching bag that there was even a little animation people made called "Please Die Pie," in which it basically just, well, check it out.
Gee, my 27 other YouTube channels haven't been making me enough Google AdSense money.
What the fuck?
Better start a gaming channel. How's it going, Bryce? It's me.
Lols at Holocaust.
Welcome to the opening of my new gaming channel.
Topical, considering you know, some of the stuff he'd get in later controversies for, yeah.
It's gonna be wacky and unique. I'm gonna play lots of indie games that you guys have never seen before. Time to play Happy Wheels!
Yeah, so he played Happy Wheels a lot. He played this game called Amnesia: The Dark Descent, and he was known for doing this kind of stuff.
Daddy, don't let me fall! Oh no, son! Oh! Time for some spooky shenanigans as me and my hot girlfriend play Amnesia.
Honey, I don't want to play.
Play the fucking game!
And to be clear, by the way, I have no ill will toward PewDiePie or any of these content creators, but I just want to show you what the general sentiment was of this kind of thing, so we can get an understanding here.
Whoa! Oh, I'm so scared. Ooh, this game is scary. Let's play Cleverbot.
Oh my Jesus, this is... Okay, there's a little bit of homophobia there, of course, right? But, goddamn, alright.
Oh, Cleverbot. Well, that's all for this week, guys. Bro fist.
Yeah, so... Oh, Jesus. Right. So this is the kind of thing... This and this is, like, what Let's Plays were known as.
Hey, this is Electrical Beast, aka the Jolting of Let's...
The guys you're going to hear talking over this guy are two of the original creators of Let's Plays, Slow Beef and Diabetes. And yeah, Diabetes, it's said in that funny way like that guy from the documentary said Diabetes.
AK the giant of Let's Plays?
I still can't believe he's saying Jolteon of Let's Plays. It doesn't make sense. Makes even less sense.
Mario will be finally finishing Bowser's evil test. So we're gonna go back to Rainbow, right? And we're gonna be getting one more
Taking an
star
evil
there.
class from Bowser?
The one last star, actually.
Take an evil test before we can go on holiday.
So the way that guy made content, the way he did his Let's Plays was he specifically, he actually kind of tried to like make a little story of it and have this whole thing. But there were other people who did things like, where are the one? I binged all these guys' content back in the day. Where's the one? There were people that people would make Let's Plays where they would literally just point a regular camera at their TV. I think that's what this person did. They would just point a TV. You basically had to have a capture card in order to actually record good Let's Play footage, and people would record their TV on a camera using like the external mic on the camera and all these different things. And these guys, you could say it's a little mean-spirited. I guess it's a little bit bullying, but they were taking these people who just had really, really terrible Let's Play content, and let me find the best one. One of the other. Here it is. Okay. So for this, I believe this is Slow Beef. He actually read through. I think he tried reading through. Well, he'll open it here.
And now a reading from On Liberty by John SNES9X by John Stuart Mill.
Reading. Okay, yeah, by On Liberty by John Stewart, whoever. Anyway, the whole joke of this is he's reading so the person who's playing the game very poorly is playing on an emulator, and every time they die, they are loading a save state. So you always see
practical SNES9X,
the SNES9X icon there. So the whole joke is, as he's reading, he's constantly interrupted by hearing that, and then when you get to this part,
a similar tone of sentiment might by this SNES9X might by this time have been SNES9X might have.
Now, to be fair, the person who's playing this game is playing what was a very popular fan Mario hack, you could say, at the time, called Kaizo Mario, which, as I understand it, basically means asshole Mario. I believe Kaizo is asshole in Japan, or Japanese, but I'm not entirely sure on that. I know that is what it became known as, though, at least.
Might have been prevalent in our own country of the circumstances which for a time SNES9X encouraged it. Shut up, SNES9X. There's SNES9X. There are no viewers. No one watched SNES9X. No one watched this video to the SNES9X to the end except me. It is seriously
and me
horrible video. Quadratic.
Actually, a bunch of us now that they uploaded it on their channel, a bunch of us actually did well. This was 14 years ago. So this is my point, right? This was 14 years ago. This was back in 2008. This is what Let's Play content and React and all this stuff was known as at the time. And not only were there issues with how the content was made and people understandably making fun of a lot of aspects like that, but the whole thing of how there were huge ethical and I guess you could say moral complications that came about where people would argue and try to say oh, people shouldn't be able to just upload video games and talk over them, that's not really making content, or that's not whatever, all these different things. And don't get me wrong, there are people who make terrible Let's Play content. Until I found Hellfire, I did not like I avoided Let's Play content because I knew how terrible it was. I was like, I don't want to hear someone just talk about, oh, I died, oh, this, oh, that, the whole time they play a game. I want to just see the game that I want to see gameplay of or whatever. But then I found Hellfire, and they're talking about the game, they're giving trivia, they're talking about their personal experience with it, they're talking about all these different things. They're speculating and talking about things about the fan base in general and the franchise and where the franchise is headed next and all this stuff. It was really, really cool. I liked it a lot. There are a lot of other Let's Play channels like Game Grumps and stuff that do similar things. Game Grumps focuses a bit not enough on the games, or at least they didn't at the time that I would originally watch them, so I don't know if they've changed. Although I will say, and I know this was very controversial at the time, I always preferred Dan over JonTron anyway. I know people, when John left, everyone was like, oh, that's like, he's, he's like the heart of Game Grumps or whatever. But the thing is, I started watching them after, like, I started watching when John was first there, and then John left, and then I started watching again after Dan came on, and I was like, I like this guy better. But anyway, that's a whole nother thing. The point is, we've done this song and dance before when it comes to this concept of, is it fair use, is it ethical, is it fair, is it whatever, to make content that is just providing commentary over somebody else's content. Now, here's the thing. While there are terrible Let's Players who just, try to content farm, there are also really good Let's Players who make the kind of content like I was talking about. And while there are terrible reaction channels, react YouTubers, whatever you want to call them, there are also really good ones. So as with everything, this is a very nuanced situation, and I want to break it apart and go through just everything with it. The criticisms, my kind of defenses for it, the things I agree with, all of that, because here's a great example as well. Informative, Chip and Ironicus, which are sponsored, I guess you could say, by Retsupre as well, and they are affiliated in some way. Their most popular content was the their Metal Gear Rising playthrough they did years ago. But look, for myself, there are many forms, there are many video games and such that I don't actually want to play, but I'll watch a Let's Play on it. I just watched 2 really good Let's Plays on the first 2 Tomb Raider games by somebody called Tori Dory. Let me see if I can pull her up real quick just to shout her out, even though she has way more people subscribed anyway than me. She did the original Tomb Raider, she did Tomb Raider 2, wherever that is, somewhere around here, and I liked her content. I liked the way that she made videos, I liked the way she talked about stuff, it was good. I did find a few Let's Plays that I just wasn't about. There were plenty of people who didn't know anything about the game, didn't know what they were talking about, and it was kind of like, why would I bother watching this one if I could just play it myself? But there are plenty of games that I appreciate, plenty of things that I appreciate, and I want to consume more passively, through somebody else, if you will. I do this with reviews of movies and video games and a ton of stuff too. There's a ton of stuff, like Legend of Zelda is another great example. Never beaten a Legend of Zelda game. Can't be arsed to try and figure out where to go. I don't like that shit. I get frustrated and I don't want to play anymore. But I'll watch people who do know how to play and watch them give the commentary and talk about it and all these different things and learn about the franchise that way. And I think many people enjoy consuming content in general that way, especially if it's related to important issues that deal with social or political issues, like the kind of content and the reaction content, if you will, that I make or that people like. I don't even have my channel up anymore. It's okay. Or that Vosh or Hassan or Xander Hall or any of those people. But again, it depends. Just like with Let's Plays, depends how you make that content, because you could make content like that, or you could make content like this.
Hey guys, it's me, Jack. Today I'm going to react to a really cool YouTuber named Jinx. Here we go.
Really going nuts over this one. Okay.
So I've talked about Jack Slims before. One of my favorite YouTubers, one of the best OG YouTubers, probably the best OG YouTuber. And he did this entire series all the time, called Your Grammar Sucks. It was this thing where, kind of like Retsupre, how they would take really terrible Oh, he's been talking about this. Well, you know what? I'm gonna. All right, we're gonna check this out too.
All right.
Okay, so let's see here. Can I just do YGS? Okay, yes. So he did this entire series where, kind of like Red Super did with really terrible Let's Plays, Jax Films did this series, and he did this with a couple other things too, and it was a genius move too, because he basically took, he took content from other people and repurposed it as his own, which I don't think is really that different from like Let's Plays and stuff. You could make the argument and say, well, your content isn't original either, especially if we're talking about Your Grammar Sucks and things of that nature. However, I would argue it is, because what he did was he made transformative content where he took really, really terrible like comments and stuff people would make online, and he would make it into his own videos where he would, obviously he'd make fun of these people, but, he'd like read the words as they're written. Like, let's check out Your Grammar Sucks 26 real quick. Oops. I guess we're going to look at 25 instead, or 27. Just to get a feel here, right?
Jack White reminds me of Edward the Scissorhands.
Oh, here we...
What a nupty. Houston Reddard. You should every day has its your last day on Earth. Spanglish break.
So, he takes these, right?
You a dumb faggot. You a dumb faggot. You're something, man.
Right. And he'd been doing this since, like, what, 2012, 2011? So, this was a long thing that he did. And everyone was really hyped when Your Grammar Sucks 100 came out. This wasn't Your Grammar Sucks 100. I believe this was Your Grammar Sucks 99, right?
Your Grammar Sucks number 99.
Yeah, okay, 99. And it was a good video. I highly recommend watching it. I'd recommend binging his whole series because it's really good. But here's the thing, right? Jinx, that's this guy's name, Jinx, did this. He made these reaction videos where he would sit there, and you have him, right? He's sitting here, and he's... here, let's just... Can we... Okay, so you can kind of see, right? He's like reacting in a way, right, where he's just like, whoa, like he's smiling, he's like, whoa, ha ha ha, like it's so funny, like da da da, right? All this stuff. But you notice what he's not doing? He's not providing commentary. And of course, Jack is over here in the corner making fun of, the whole point is, oh, here's, I'm going to react the way Jinx reacted, because he didn't really react. And Jax pointed out the issue with this right here. So we get to the end of the video. Again, the man didn't say anything, right? And he's just like, whoa, wow, whoa, that's so hilarious, ah, ha, 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 right? All this shit. And we get to the end of the video.
Okay. 4 years. 4 years and counting. He's been doing this for 4 years, and people are still on his channel, like, fucking up the grammar. Like, dude, it's been so long, like, no lie. If people were, like, what am I looking for? If people were on my page, and I was doing what he does, the grammar songs, and people were still fucking up comments, well, let me put it like this. If I was on his page, and he just kept calling me out on my grammar and all his songs, I would not, like, dude, I would start proofreading before I comment on his shit. Because it's obviously... Okay,
so just to be clear, the way that he would get the comments was people could take them from anywhere online. Reddit, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook was a big one, and they would send it to him either through Twitter or his Facebook fan page, as he said at the end, or sung rather, at the end of every video.
He's watching, and you just keep getting called out as a dumbass. So, after somebody calls you a dumbass like 100 times, it's probably true that you're a dumbass. Yeah.
Okay, you know what? That's fair commentary at the end. But you notice he wasn't pausing throughout the video and talking about this or anything. He just let the video play, and then he gave his commentary. I think if he would have paused and he gave his commentary while he was doing the video, or better yet, because this isn't the type of video that you would comment in real time about. Instead, you just kind of in general say, hey, you know, check out this video, and then, or rather, you know, I checked out this video, this is what it's about, go check it out for yourself kind of thing, right? You know what I mean? Like, that kind of thing would be good, would be fair.
Oh, shit, 4 years and this shit is still going in. Excuse me, that shit was funny as hell, though. Dude, he really, like, saved all of those comments. That is freaking insane. Because I'm like, I don't know how many subscribers he's got, but he's probably got millions. And I'm just like, dude, I know he gets, like, thousands of comments on each video. And he really finds you dumbasses and saves your shit and then talks shit about you on your video. And people just continue to talk without proper grammar. Like, shit, just, if you're on his videos, just type properly. Oh, shit, like, if you're on my page.
You can see he's, like, he's failing to hold the smile here. He's trying to do this fake smile through the whole thing. He's losing it here.
And you're talking slang or you misspelling words, I'm not gonna call you out. I personally
don't blame him.
Don't give a shit. If I can understand what you're trying to say, I really don't care. Like, you know, that's up to you if you wanna, you know, be like.
It's tough to hold a fake smile that long too.
That, like, because I don't really trip because, like, I know when I'm texting or writing comments, I don't really be paying attention to if everything's.
But anyway, point is, so he gives his commentary, and then Jack explains the whole issue with it right here.
You know, but yeah, whatever.
Kind of sat there. Yo, Jinx, that was a dope ass video, man. That was just hella tight.
Just don't look at you like, really.
Jack talks really fast, so we got to do 1% speed for him.
You know, but yeah, whatever.
Oh my God, Jinx is so slow.
Yo, Jinx, that was a dope ass video, man. That was just hella tight. I really like the part where you played my video in its entirety and then didn't really react to it, just kind of sat there. I also like the part where you added virtually no insight. You just kind of rambled on for about 5 minutes and missed the point entirely. Pretty brilliant how you played the entire video in your channel. It's like it's a one-stop shop. Why bother going to my channel to watch that video when you can just watch that and your reaction? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start reacting to your videos, but I'll just show your videos in their entirety. That way it's like a one-stop shop. People don't even have to go to your channel. They can just go to mine for your videos and then my reaction. Sound good? God bless.
Now, this was in 2015, right? And the points that he makes, yeah, 100%. There is a huge difference between actively I don't even like reacting, providing commentary and insight to what you're watching, what you're talking about, what you're reading, whatever the case, whatever it may be, versus just having something in its entirety, not adding anything to it, and doing what he refers to as freebooting. And in fact, shortly after this, he actually went on, who he did a really good parody of at one point before too, he actually went on Drama Alert of all things, and I just found out about this. Oh, oops, nope, we're gonna check that out later. Oh, but yeah.
What is up, Drama Alert Nation? I'm your host, Killer Keemstar. Let's get right into the news. Today's story is coming from Jack.
I didn't think he actually talked like that. I thought that was a joke. I thought, okay, whatever.
Films. He's a YouTuber with over 2 million subscribers. Today, Jack uploaded a video reacting to Jinx, another YouTuber, reacting to his videos. I know it gets confusing. Basically, Jack is upset because Jinx uploaded his full video and reacted to it in its entirety, so he did the same back to him. Now, Jinx is a YouTuber with over 1 million subscribers, and basically all his videos are reacting to other videos. So here at Drama Alert, we decided to have both of them on to discuss this matter. Here we go. But Jack, what are your concerns with the way that Jinx responded to your video?
Well, first off, thank you very much for having me on this debate, and I really appreciate that. My initial reaction is, this is freebooting. What I really did not like was that my video, which was a culmination of about 4 years of work of composing, scoring, and editing, and all that good stuff, it was uploaded in its entirety. And I just feel like a proper reaction video doesn't quite do that. They'll upload highlights of the video, and they won't upload the entire video.
Right, that is one of the ways to do reaction videos too. I know that's the way that a lot of people like Shoe on Head or Abba and Preach or Genetically Modified Skeptic, big fan of his work. A lot of people, when they do reaction videos like that, they will not play it in its entirety, but instead they'll do it that way, and that's perfectly fine too. But again, I do think personally, I prefer having everything in its entirety because I've seen videos, I've seen things that these more, we'll say, ethical reaction people do, like Jack is talking about here, that cut things out of context. Like that guy that responded to me, for example. Let me see if I can, I'll just pull up my channel again to show what I'm talking about real quick here. Oh, here it is, right. So, my first responder and I disagree on a fundamental level. I had responded to this guy called, I don't remember his name. What was the guy's name? Oh, Fief. His name was Fief. He did this whole thing about race swapping and why it's bad and why he as a black person doesn't agree with it. You know the bit. But so I had responded to his original video. I had made a video, my solution to the representation argument, in which here, let me find out exactly what his video was. So, I responded to his video. Now, I want to point this out, right? 15 minutes and 44 seconds. My video, an hour and a half. Similarly to when I recently went over Ben Shapiro's video, his review of the Barbie movie was 45 minutes. My response to him was 2.5 hours. As you can tell, I don't exactly talk really slow. So it wasn't that I was talking too slow or I didn't have enough to add. It was quite the opposite. It was the fact that I have a lot to say about many things. There's a reason that's my tagline. When it comes to making content like this, and you see that, like, clearly I add a lot to the video, 60 minutes versus an hour and a half. I extended a lot, I added a lot to the content. I think that when I and others make content like this, it's perfectly fine. And I will tell you, so the issue with that clipping stuff, like Jack was just talking about, is that, for example, when this guy, because that's the way this guy does videos, he clipped his reactions to me. What he did when he did his response to me on the matter was, and again, of course, you know, I added a lot to his original video in the response, where we can see again 45 minutes, 2.5 hours. Yeah, so yeah, I actually explicitly now make sure that I speed up the audio and everything of what I'm listening to and have subtitles for you guys, because I'm gonna be here forever just going over one video if I keep it at normal speed. But what he did in a lot of this stuff was he clipped me out of context. There were plenty of points where he didn't let me finish what I was saying, and I take huge issue with that. So something that I kind of pride people, that myself and others that make reaction content where they show everything in its entirety, I actually applaud them for that, because you don't have that wiggle room to say, to make somebody look bad and clip things out of context, because that's the whole thing. So anyway, that's my issue where I disagree with Jack here. But moving on.
In its entirety. And that's, to me, that's like no better than freebooting, what you find on Facebook all the time, with such sites as SoFlo Antonio and the Lad Bible and blah, blah, blah. But another thing was, normally most React videos provide some form of commentary, some kind of insight. And
this I agree with.
No, I didn't find that in Chinks' video, his reaction to my Gram Sucks 99. He just kind of rambles on for about 5 or 6 minutes, just saying things like, you know, I thought...
By the way, there are plenty of times, there have been, people joke about, like, when it comes to, like, reaction streamers and stuff, like, oh, you pre-watch, like it's such a bad thing. Personally, I pre-watch well, I didn't pre-watch this specific debate here, but I normally pre-watch everything, and the reason for that is because I want to make sure that I'm going to actually have things to say about it, not just like, okay, I'm going to have like 5 things to say, and then I wasted like an hour or more of my time and potentially yours. Now, of course, I could just edit down to the part where I had something to say, but if I'm going to do that, I'd rather just go into it being like, I would rather just, be like, hey, you guys should check out this full video, like I did with oh my god, what's his name? Whatever. It was the FD Signifier. I had shown, apart from his video and apart from this guy's video, where I had said in it, I agree with some of these points, but let me get into the broader thing here, right? And that's what I did, and ultimately my video was not just about that specifically, but my video, like, it wasn't reacting to their content, it was using their content in order to make a larger point. And I think when you make content like that, you add insight and you add commentary and all those things, I think that is, of course, perfectly fine. And I just realized I didn't actually have the screen on. So this is the video that I'm talking about, where I used like the end of FD Signifiers and the end of for a man in a foreign lands video to make a broader point. So I think when you do that kind of thing and you're actually adding context, and the thing is, it has to be a transformative piece of work. Like, if you're watching someone's content, like how Jinx was making content, or how a lot of terrible Let's Players made content, and you're seeing and you're feeling, why the fuck am I watching this? I could just be playing the game myself. I could be watching the game without commentary. I could be watching the original video, whatever the case. But if you're watching something and the person is providing content, it's funny. People will make fun of Hassan, especially. He has this whole thing where he's like, "Oh, react harder." Kind of. I mean, not exactly. I do disagree a little bit with the criticisms with Hassan. We'll get into those in a minute here, but we'll I'm kind of jumping all over the place. We'll get to it. The point is, it has to be transformative. You have to actually add to the content that you're making. You can't just sit there and just watch it and not add anything. So,
like, if you're dumb, you're gonna be a dumbass. Just don't say. Like, I just feel like you missed the point. And first off, just I want to make it perfectly clear. Jinx, you seem like a genuinely nice, good guy, and honestly, I'm really flattered, and it's really fucking cool of you that you even watch my videos in the first place, so thank you very much for that. Honestly, that's cool. However, the method you go about reacting to videos such as mine is wrong. Forgive me, that's my dog, but just the method that you react is wrong because it's no better than freebooting. You're not providing a context, you're not providing any insight, it's just, and it's, even when the video is playing, it's just kind of, we see you smile and chuckle, you don't really say anything.
Jinx, are you stealing people's content? I mean, I'm sure people criticize you of stealing their content to, make a profit off it. Is that what's going on?
No, see, that's the thing. I get where Jack is coming from. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people in a lot of my videos, they're like, "You're not really saying anything," and it's like, like sometimes I think about it, like, wow, I really didn't say enough, or I didn't go into detail as much as I should have. But
then why did you upload it? I mean, look, none of us are perfect, but I have moments where I'll do a video, I'll cut a video, and I'll feel like, oh shit, I forgot to hit on that topic. I just did a video. The one that I put out yesterday, which should be out now. Oh my god. I have it scheduled for tomorrow, not for today. Shit. Okay, I fixed it. I just set it to public. It was supposed to come out an hour ago at the time of recording, but fuck that up. Anyway, whatever. I just did this video on, Anna Kasparian and the whole, her whole like beef with Vosh and possibly leaving the grifting to the right, all this stuff, right? So it, and at the end, I thought, because she makes a point at the end in it where she says, "I'm done with the identity politics. Like, I want to focus on like the economic stuff of the left and all, but I don't want to focus on the, basically I want to focus on the political stuff, but I don't want to focus on the social aspects and stuff like that." And I completely forgot to touch on it, but I wanted to, point out about how, no, you can't give up one thing, say, okay, well, we want these things met, but we're willing to, not have, people who present themselves a certain way. We're willing to agree that they shouldn't be accepted in society if you can give us our economic reform and stuff like that. Like, I wanted to make a point about that, but I didn't. My point in bringing all that up in that little tangent was just that I and none of us are perfect. I make mistakes. We all make mistakes. So I understand that concept of, oh shit, I should have had more to say. But that's a lot different than I didn't say anything throughout the entire video and I'm still going to put it out.
Usually what I do with my videos, and with Jack's video, it was pretty old, and what I was doing back then was I would watch the video and like I wouldn't do all these jump cuts because then it wouldn't be my first thought, So when I'm talking about the video, I'm trying to go right off the top of my head, whatever is on my mind. I just try to say it right then and there without trying to put in a bunch of useless jump cuts and trying to sit back and think about it. I just try to give that, like I said, that initial reaction. I don't think I'm stealing though, because like I don't just take your video, re-upload it, and then like act like it's mine. Like I never act like anybody's video is mine. Like I always put the original link in. I tell people like they know it's not my video, and I'm not like I'm not trying to hide it from the person whose video it is.
Right, but do you understand how some content creators would feel like you've
exactly.
stolen views from them? What's the point of watching the original video if they've already seen it on your channel?
That's what I'm saying. Like I get where he's coming from, but at the same time, it's like
So to that point, I will say I have a very similar view to this that I do about copyright in general. Generally speaking, people that are going to pirate or watch somebody's reaction video to something, we're not going to buy the original product or watch the original video in the first place. They are watching the video. They are pirating the product because now it is easily available to them in a way that they are willing to partake in it. But they didn't really care about it beforehand. There are plenty of games, again, I talk about the Let's Play channels, there are plenty of games that I've found out about and I've watched Let's Plays on that I didn't really care about the game itself, but I watched it because, oh, Hellfire's talking about it, oh, Brain Scratcher's talking about it, oh, Clement's talking about it, oh, you know, so on and so forth, right? So these things, you know, I do think that's a valid point as well.
What's that show? Ridiculousness. You know, like that's the way I was going about the whole reaction thing. Well, actually, I started off, I just wanted to judge epic rap battle videos. Like, I thought it was just fun to give my opinion on those. And then, like, later on, a bunch of people started asking for a bunch of different things. So in my mind, I thought, like, oh, it would be cool to, you know, give my opinion to other people's videos. And then, like, later on, I figured, like, some people will not like this. You know what I mean? And I get that. So I'm not, like, coming at Jack like, man, you're trying to bash me. I get where he's coming from completely. But I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to steal anything from you. Like, that's why when he put the video out, I apologize. Like, my bad, man.
I know, and I did see, and Jinx, I did see your apology in the comment section, and I know you took the video down. And thanks, man. That's huge. That's really big of you. So thank you for that. And I'm not trying to bash you or anything. It's just the method in which you do it is incorrect.
Yeah.
And I mean, in the future, sure, I understand that you want to upload the whole video because your reaction is organic. But what about in post? What about after you record everything? You can just kind of like cut to a highlight of your reactions. So it's not you watching 6 minutes of the video, it's maybe 30 seconds to, I don't know, I'm not gonna give you time, but I mean, we just need like reactions like when you do laugh or when you do have something to say. Because that's how the Fine Brothers do their React series. They don't show the
video. Or just have something to actually say. If you're gonna do commentary over it, that's fine. Do commentary, but like, it's fun, you know, I mentioned Hassan. Another like joke he gets is pause an obby because he pauses so much throughout videos. That's the way to do this kind of thing. Like, you want to actually be providing content to what you're watching. Again, I got into all of this ultimately because of Let's Plays and stuff like that. And, you know, they're not pausing the game to talk about it, but they're talking about it the whole way through. They're playing some Let's Plays will do different things as well, where they will, you know, stop during cutscenes and stuff like that. They'll let the cutscene play out so the people can follow along with the story and stuff like that. But however you want to do that, provide like informative, entertaining commentary throughout what you're watching, whether that's through constantly pausing, like the way that I and people that react to like YouTube videos and stuff do, or whether that's through doing like a live playthrough of a video game or whatever the case. However you want to do it, just make it that you're actually providing sustenance. You're not, it's not, yeah. And I think that's ultimately what Jack's, and a lot of people's issue with this kind of thing, and I completely agree with that and stand by that.
Video in their entirety, but they show highlights of the YouTubers or the elders or the teens or what have you reacting, like the little important moments. And then there's a discussion. They ask these questions, they provide analysis, they provide context to where the clip came from, and it's like this whole lesson. That's how I feel a proper React video is made, when there's analysis and there's kind of like this open discussion. You know what I'm saying? And that's all.
I do agree with that too.
That's all I think you're saying completely, man.
And that's why
I would say this. What is the percentage of people that are sub to you and watching your content that is watching for you, and what percentage of that is watching the videos that you re-show on your channel?
Right, so that's the thing, that's the important part about this too. You might find out about me, or Vosh, Xander Hall, a Let's Play channel like Hellfire commentaries, Brain Scratch commentaries, Hassan, whatever the case. You might find out about any of these people that we provide commentary over other people's content. And you might find us because you were interested in that content we're providing commentary over. But more often than not, if we're good at what we do, you end up staying with us and watching us for us. That's how I am with Brain Scratch and Hellfire. There are many games that I didn't know about or I didn't care about or whatever the case, and because they're playing and talking about it, I'll watch it because I'm watching for them. Game Grumps went a little bit too far in this direction, I feel like, where they didn't focus enough on the game, but I'm not going to keep dogging on Game Grumps. I like them well enough. They're fine. They're just not really my cup of tea. But, yeah.
You said what's the percentage?
Yeah, like what is the, I mean, how much entertainment is in your reaction and how much entertainment is in the actual content that you're re-uploading? You know what I mean? So
actually, you know what? It actually totally depends on the video. Like with Jack's video, his was more like I was like zoned in because I was trying to focus on the captions, the pictures and stuff. So like I didn't have much of a outblown reaction because I was so focused on what was
pardon the dogs in the background.
What was going across the screen. But then again,
do you think that you would be as successful as you are on YouTube if you just showed small 10-minute like clips of each one of these videos and then the rest of the video was your opinion and you were reacting? Do you think you would be just as successful?
Like the way I did it, I mean, the way he just said I should do it, like a Fine Bros?
Right.
I don't know if I will be as successful, but I mean, like,
with the understanding that you probably wouldn't be as successful, then you have to understand that people are actually watching your videos to watch the other videos that you're showing, you know, at length, right? So, you know, you would have to come to the assumption that you're somewhat stealing. How come you haven't done any of the react videos to like music videos or stuff like that?
To who?
Do you do react videos or response videos to music videos?
I've done to some music. Like, I know a few people. What's his name? Dan Bull. He I react to a bunch of.
Now, I will say, in regards to this kind of stuff, this is something that Vosh has talked about. This is something that I've talked about and gotten hit with. We will get hit with copyright for certain things. Like when I went over the Tate documentary, that was a big one. The Vice Tate documentary that everybody was reacting to. That was something. Which it's funny, right? Because you know, in this instance, where is the? I don't. You know what? Let me see. How long was their actual video? I've talked about. No, wait, hang on. Wait. Okay, so once again, I went over a 45-minute video. I extended it to 2.5 hours. Now, if you ask me, do I feel, you know, morally correct in reacting to that and feel like that's transformative content? Absolutely. 100%. I clearly added I'm terrible, like 2 hours plus whatever of content that wasn't already there. It's funny, it seems to be a common thing that if I'm going over a 45-minute video, I'm going to extend it by 2.5 hours. I don't know what the percentage of that is. I'm not going to do the math on that all that right now, but I and many others that do this kind of content add to it, and that is the important thing. Now, unfortunately, copyright is a thing, and I do think our copyright laws are extremely archaic. And when it comes to things like that, like I think we should be able to react to music videos or have music playing in the background and stuff like that. I remember another video that I did where I talked about, and I just went over the lyrics for it, was I talked about, let me find it here. Yeah, All Time Low's Modern Love Makes Me Feel Some Type of Way. And my favorite band are the Insta lyrics. Now, by the way, since making this video, I've grown on the song a decent amount. I like it well enough. It's a decent song. But you know, at the time of hearing it originally and everything, I thought like this sounds like really like incel shit. It's not. I just kind of I felt some kind of way about it, so I cut a video on it. You know. But now, granted, if I did talk about it, and even if I was able to go over the music video itself, music video is like 4 minutes. My video's 41 minutes, almost 42 minutes, right? So, I mean, I think it's clear to see that and again, there are many other people that do this. You can tell when somebody is adding content and making something substantive, making it a transformative work versus not at all, versus like just freebooting, like what Jack's talking about here. But people asked me in this, they were like, oh, or they didn't ask me, but they thought like, oh, I thought this was gonna be reaction to the music video. Bro, I would have gotten copywritten for that. Like 100%, I would have gotten hit with copyright for that. And I know that's like a shitty thing for some people to hear. You might hear that and you might think like, oh, well, if it's gonna be copyright, maybe you shouldn't do it at all. No, it's just that the concept of fair use is not something that our legal system really understands, especially because the idea of fair use is so like kind of all over the place. But again, if you're to ask me, Christian, do you feel justified in making content this way? Do you feel justified? Yes, 100%. Because I am adding to the content. Jinx was not. That was Jax's issue, and that's a lot of people's issue with React content creators and stuff like that.
I'm talking about like mainstream popular music.
Oh, I don't really listen to mainstream popular music, so it's kind of pointless for me.
But I'm wondering, if you did that, you would probably get flagged. You know, it would probably get taken down immediately.
It would probably be third party because I do a bunch of movie trailers. You know, so that's kind of.
You'll get copywritten for that too.
Mainstream.
Well, I'm just wondering if like maybe you're kind of taking advantage of you know, some YouTubers that, you know, don't have the same like legal defense or legal background to constantly monitor and protect their property. You know.
I mean, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But the thing is, like, I've always told people, like, if they see me react to one of their videos and they're not happy with it, they can just let me know and I'll take it down. Like, I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to steal anything from anybody. Like, when I first started on reactions, I saw the Vine Bros and all that, and like when I saw the Vine Bros, I was like, well, I don't have a bunch of people to come over to my house and record all their reactions. So I was just like, I'm just gonna do it myself. So I'm like, I didn't see it as stealing. I still don't see it as stealing because stealing will be trying to make sure that they don't know that I reacted to it. I wouldn't put their link in the description. I wouldn't, encourage people to go to their channel and give it a thumbs up and all that.
I understand what he's saying here, but it just doesn't try. It's just not how it works. It's just not how it tracks in reality. Sure, you're giving credit. You're saying, hey, go check out this person's channel, but you didn't give them a reason to. You played it in its entirety and you didn't add anything to it. You just sat there and watched it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
I wouldn't do all of that if I was stealing. I would just take the video, re-upload it like he said people do on Facebook and stuff like that. Like, I don't do any of that.
I think the majority of the main opinion out there is that stealing a video and re-uploading it is in its entirety is black, right? That would be black. And then the Fine Brothers, what they're doing, that would be white. I would say that what you're doing is somewhat gray.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like,
I agree that in general there's a lot of gray and ambiguity to this concept in general. Nuanced, like everything.
Like when I was starting to get a little popular, I knew like some people wouldn't be happy with it, but I told myself like they'll let me know and I could just delete the video. Like I didn't know.
Do you get a lot of copyright strikes doing this? I would assume I'm new to your channel, like I just checked it out today. I would assume with you doing those style videos that you would get copyright strikes and takedowns all the time.
I got a copyright strike. I think I got once from Viacom or something like that.
Pronounced Viacom.
But yeah, like mostly no, they just they'll claim it, they'll do the third party claim. But like I said, I'm not trying to steal anybody's stuff, so I've never fought a third party claim ever.
But here's the thing. Your intentions are good, absolutely. You're not trying to steal, and that's noble, totally. Yeah. But you gotta understand, dude, when you're uploading a video in its entirety, what's the point of seeing that video again on someone else's channel? They just saw the entire thing and your reaction. They're not gonna want to go back and watch it on that person's original channel.
Oh my god, he just was fucking popcorn. Like, we're getting to the drama. Yeah.
And they just saw the
fucking Keemstar
entire thing. There's no purpose, and in that sense, you're stealing views from the original uploader. Because they know they can just go to your channel, your hotspot of all these videos. Well, what's the point? And that's where I have a problem. That's where a lot of people have a problem.
I see what you're saying, but I won't come to your channel and react to all of your videos. I've done that with ERB. And ERB, they are the only ones who I reacted to all of the videos, and they like my videos. So like I didn't see it as a problem, you know what I mean? But I get what you're saying though. Like
it doesn't matter if it's all my videos or some. It's the principle of it, Jinx. Yeah. It's just the whole point. And you really can't do that. It's no better than what Sofa Antonio is doing, in my sense. I don't know. The whole reason I made my video today was to make a point. Like that's all it was. It was just to say to point out yo, this isn't really right. There's no difference between freebooting and the so-called reaction video. That's all I was trying to just point out today.
Jinx, I looked at your channel stats today and it seems like you're making sorry, I have a mouthful of popcorn. It seems like you're making 36 million views per month. I mean, you should be making pretty decent money. How come you haven't stepped up the quality of your videos to make it more like the Fine Brothers?
Oh, I don't make that much, actually. I thought majority of my reaction videos have the third-party claim, so I don't make anything off most of my videos.
So the people that actually make the content that you are reacting to end up getting paid for it?
Exactly. That's why I always thought it wasn't a problem. Like some of the videos I do get paid for, but majority I don't.
Now that's interesting.
I feel like that's why most people, they don't say anything because they're getting paid.
I don't know how the whole third-party claim system works. I know if I'm making anybody, well, I mean, I'm less than 200 subs at this point. But if I'm making anybody money for some of the things that I reacted to or whatever that was copywritten, but you can get a copyright claim. I've never gotten a strike, but you can get a claim for just having 3 seconds of a song in your video. It's wild. Like the copyright system definitely needs changed and tweaked and stuff. But I understand why Jack is upset about this kind of thing. I don't know if I want to say that Jinx is being completely bad faith. I do think that the kind of content that he was making was not good. Again, he's not really adding to this stuff. And to be fair, you could say, oh well, Christian, the kind of content that you and the other people that you mentioned make, you could say the same thing. Where why are they going to watch, I don't know, Ben Shapiro's Barbie review when they can just watch your review and your reaction? Because the people that are going to watch my review are either people that have already watched Ben's review and want to see what I have to say about it, or they just want to see what I have to say about it, and they don't really care about watching Ben's review specifically because they don't like Ben. It's again like when I watched Vosh's review, when I watched when I watched Vosh's review of it, I didn't watch it for Ben Shapiro. I watched it because Vosh was talking about it. I watched it for him, like how I will have people, and probably already do have people that will watch content for me, and so on and so forth. I mean, you weren't going to watch it anyway, so you're not stealing any views. You're not you know, you're not doing you're not doing any of that because you're taking this piece of content that you're transforming it and putting it out to an audience that wasn't even going to care about that original content in the first place. I think when you do that kind of thing, that's perfectly fine, that's perfectly valid. But when you do the kind of thing that Jinx did and that bad Let's Players did and all this other stuff, I think that is a, and I don't mean bad like they're bad people, I just mean like poor content creators. You know, then it's a different story.
Videos, so they're just like, well, I don't care, you know.
Well, they may be getting paid, but you know, their view count's certainly being affected by it. I mean, they're not getting those views.
It's a strange world that we live in because everything's so new.
I don't know about all the inner work. I'm not making any money off my own channel or anything yet, so I don't know about all the inner workings with all this stuff. But yeah.
Social media is so new. This form of entertainment is so new, and everyone's still trying to find out the rules in which we operate in. And this is one that's been undefined still. All right, guys, thank you both for coming on and talking about this. Guys, that's it for the news.
So I'm actually gonna like a Drama Alert video. I wonder, by the way, is I'm curious real quick. G Fuel. What's the guy's name? Keemstar? Is it owned by? He's no longer with G Fuel? Okay, I just wondered because I've had some of G Fuel's stuff, but yeah. So again, you know, that was 2015. Jack has been on a bit of a thing in regards to Sniper Wolf now as well, where basically she's doing similar content. And I haven't actually checked these out, and I'll tell you right now, if I'm not adding much to these as I'm going to, you know, respond to him, responding to her, or what have you, I'm going to cut it out of this video, because that's the way that I want to make this type of content. You know what I mean? Anyway,
I'm in the Amazon.
Okay, so first off, I want to shout out and I want to give credit to this TikTok user. This is Fishing Garrett. All right, so shout out to Fishing Garrett on TikTok for providing the school TikTok that we're about to react to.
On Rainforest, and I just found this.
What kind of dog is that?
He was sitting in the middle of the road, so I had to move him.
Oh, he is menacing.
Hey guys, I'm in the Amazon Rainforest.
So we're just gonna replay it. Okay, cool. She didn't have enough feedback the first loop, so one more loop around to really process her thoughts and really get some cool, get those adjectives rolling. All right, what bird is this? Does anyone know? I actually didn't hear what the guy said. I was just so entranced.
Okay, I'm not gonna go through this whole thing for many obvious reasons, but as you can tell, yeah, she's clearly making the same kind of content. It looks like.
We really thought he nailed it.
So she's making the same kind of content that Jack's been railing against, and he's been on this crusade. Which, I mean, hey, you know. Good for him.
All right.
What is this?
Let's do this one last time.
Hey, it's a Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse reference.
This is Sniper Wolf.
Okay.
She's a YouTuber with over 30 million subscribers. She
can't imagine why.
Uploads daily, and her videos get at least 1 million views each. So, what is she?
Do you think it has anything to do with the fact that she's a very pretty woman reacting to popular videos? Gee, I wonder.
She do? She steals TikToks and reacts to them.
Oh, it looks like a cartoon!
Let's talk about how egregious this freebooting is. In each of her hundreds and hundreds of videos, she plays other people.
Let's see here.
People's TikToks and provides extremely base level commentary.
This dude is running sideways! What? Wow.
If you want to support the original creators of the TikToks, too bad, because the only links you'll find in the description are all Sniper Wolf. And my favorite part is that half of the TikToks she includes either crop out the original username or just straight up don't have one.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Something I try to do as well whenever I show these videos, I will always, I'll show you, right? I'll have here, this is the video we're going over, this is the what have you, you know. But, yeah, no, that's, yeah.
To use a recent example from just 3 days ago, she features 19 videos, 13 of which don't have any identifiable usernames. That means there's no way to find and support the original creators here. All of the views and all of the revenue go straight to Sniper Wolf. You know the phrase, work smarter, not harder? Well, Sniper Wolf does neither. She just steals. And doesn't credit anyone, and has become a zillionaire in doing so.
A fire hydrant exploded, and the water's just going everywhere.
Pretty cool. Now, some of you might be thinking, so what? Who cares? She's giving creators exposure. And hey, maybe she gets permission from
yes, the paid in exposure thing.
Creators to feature their work. You already know the answer to that. We reached out to creators who've had their work featured in Sniper Wolf's videos. And when we asked them if Sniper Wolf and or her team had contacted them about featuring their work, every creator said no, they were not contacted. Most of them were blindsided by the fact that Sniper Wolf had been using their content, and some of them were pretty upset about it. Okay, so she doesn't ask permission, but maybe creators get exposure from her videos, especially if you can see their usernames, right? Well,
apparently she's hiding their username, so that's not even a thing.
Test that theory. At the very beginning of a recent video, Sniper Wolf reacts to a viral TikTok, complete with her very insightful commentary.
Absolutely not.
And look, you can see the original uploader's username. Maybe they got a little bump, right? Well, when I looked up their account on TikTok, I found they had a decent number of followers, but that's probably due to their whale shark video going viral last year.
Also, the thing about this too is like, again, like she's not providing commentary. These aren't the kind of things that you provide commentary for. You if you're gonna react to TikToks and stuff, you do ones where people are you know, it's like it says something like we live in a society, right? Like it's something where you actually can provide commentary. And yes, obviously I'm using myself as examples for all this because, well, I don't know, it's just I don't know. But like, you know, when I went over the TikTok thing, Leroy is Green Flag activity, you know, that was something in which, again, his TikTok, it's like what, 5, 10, whatever seconds, and my video's 14 minutes because I spent the whole time talking about like, what does this say about society? How are people reacting to this? What do the comments say? What does this say about how people are looking at all of this stuff? You know what I mean? Like, yeah. But
because
that's
if you look at their most recent
not the kind of content that Sniper Wolf is providing here.
They're hardly getting any views at all.
And what Jack is doing, actually, is providing really good commentary, funnily enough.
Which means that, no, people aren't flocking to the original creators, even when their username is displayed on screen. And remember, this is the first TikTok in a video with well over 1 million views. But guess who's reaping all the benefits? Believe it or not, it actually gets worse, because sometimes Sniper Wolf steals from other content thieves. Here she is reacting to an Among Us cartoon made by Viral for You, and shocker, that's not the original creator. Because we found the original creator.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing too, where people on TikTok will take, yo, no way, Jack made a parody of the I gotta check that out. That's amazing. All right. Anyway, sorry, I got distracted there. No, that is a huge issue too of people taking content from other sources and putting it on, putting it on TikTok as well.
Creator. It only has 1,600 views here on YouTube, but it went bonkers on TikTok when someone else freebooted it. And here's the original creator confirming that their work was indeed stolen. So for everyone claiming, well, at least Sniper Wolf's not hurting anyone, she very much is. But even if she did credit the creators and ask their permission to feature them, it still wouldn't make her content any better. Because, man, I cannot stress how nothing her commentary is.
Oh, what's that? A whole entire car just rolled into the neighbor's yard.
Guys, by the way, I have this currently on 1.5 speed. So she's not even talking that, she's talking a lot slower than that too. So just keep that in mind as well.
The reason I keep playing these clips is because of a little thing called fair use, the extremely important legal doctrine that allows creators to upload content that isn't theirs. And in order for content to fall under fair use, it must be transformative and add new meaning to the material. That's how I was able to monetize my old infomercial and Apple parodies. Yeah, I was using copyrighted content, but my satirical slant added transformative value. Going back to Sniper Wolf, her commentary isn't so much transformative as it is just summarizing what we're watching.
Someone caught a... Is that a cow? Oh no, one of them rolled down the hill.
It's not
right, so that is exactly what I'm talking about. And the thing with that too is, going back to the bad Let's Players, the reason I don't want to watch a blind Let's Play is I don't want to watch somebody just be like, oh, where do I go now? What do I do? Oh, now we're running here. Now, like, I can see that on the fucking screen. Tell me about trivia. Tell me about the history. Tell me about your personal experiences. Tell me about how you got interested in the franchise. Tell me about that kind of shit. That's the kind of commentary that I want in a informative Let's Play, for example. And the kind of commentary that I want in some kind of like social thing or whatever, if I'm watching like Vosh, Xanderhall, Hassan, whatever the case, is for them to actually talk about what they're watching, not just, wow, that's crazy, bro, that's wild, that's insane. Like, yeah, dude, I know it's insane. I'm fucking watching it. Like that, and that is the whole point that that Jack's getting at here too. I can 100% agree. Yeah.
Content, it's non-tent. Sniper Wolf is the damn that's crazy of reactors. So why am I going after Sniper Wolf in particular? After all, she's hardly the only person stealing other people's content and reaping all the benefits. Is it because, as she suggested, that I'm sexist and only go after female reactors? Well, no, and no. And you might want to delete that tweet since you love deleting tweets about me, but more on that later. No, the real reason is actually this. Have you ever read a tweet that broke your brain? Because this broke mine. This is the official YouTube creators account on Twitter.
Oh, wow.
With over 6 million
Let's
followers.
see if Jack doesn't read it out loud, I will.
Acknowledging Sniper Wolf as a keynote speaker at last month's VidCon.
Yeah, okay, so we have, this is from, YouTube creators. Where does Sniper Wolf get video ideas from fans? Here's what she had to say at the VidCon annual, I guess, 23 YouTube keynote. It's really important for me to engage with my audience. I get a lot of content ideas from them in the comments. It's important to grow and adapt as a creator. Those are all things that are true, but especially from what we're seeing here, clearly she doesn't make that kind of content. She's not being transformative. She's not adding anything to this. It doesn't fall under fair use, ultimately.
Claiming she gets her ideas from her fans. Now, there are several things wrong with this tweet, like why is she a keynote speaker at VidCon? Why is YouTube creators bolstering this? But the worst thing about the tweet is this, getting video ideas from her fans. What ideas? Quite literally, all she does is upload other people's TikToks. How is that an idea? What am I not getting here? Do her fans comment, here's an idea, you should react to more TikToks, and she goes,
Jesus Christ.
Damn, that's crazy. Sorry, I feel a little gaslit here. Seeing YouTube and VidCon boost this kind of activity is so disheartening. It sends a terrible message to creators, and that is, don't create, steal. Why make content when you can curate it? What's the point?
And be hot. That is, let's be honest, that is a very important part of this here.
Music or animating or perfecting your craft when you can just upload someone else's hard work and say,
this is nuts. Like, I cannot even believe what I'm seeing right now.
Me neither. The other reason I'm going after Sniper Wolf is she made fun of my hairline. Now that's something only my wife, friends, family, and viewers get to do. Not you, Sniper Wolf. Never you. You know, maybe you should react to better comebacks because this is embarrassing. I get why you deleted it. I would delete it too. Woof. Now, part of the reason Sniper Wolf has gotten away with this theft for so long is that her audience is children. And I don't mean that condescendingly. I mean, her viewers are literally kids. And kids don't care about things like content theft or freebooting. They just want to go to the page with all the funny TikToks. Wow, this YouTuber has all the coolest TikToks. I really want to know how Sniper Wolf finds all those videos to react to. Gee, I don't know. Maybe from the people that made them? By the way, that's a real tweet from YouTube. Are you starting to see why my blood's boiling? So Sniper Wolf's viewers don't care or know about the stolen content. Maybe we should tell them. Maybe we write things in her comment section like credit the creators, or hey, I wonder where these TikToks came from, or you think she has permission to use these, or why is her commentary not transformative? She's merely summarizing what we're watching.
That's the key thing right there to me. Why is her commentary not transformative? I think that is the linchpin in all of this. If you are making content that is you're making actual commentary that is transformative, I think you're good. I understand that in some ways it doesn't work that way, and again, I think our copyright system is broken and stuff like that. But no, 100%. Like, that's the real issue here. She's not adding anything to what she's watching. Like, that makes me as a viewer annoyed because I'm like, this is just a compilation with someone like on the side. Like, I don't, clearly no one's going there for her.
Okay, maybe that last one's a little too verbose for the kiddies, but you get my point. Now, Sniper Wolf, if you're watching this, hi, big fan. You're probably thinking of
Jesus Christ. Fucking love Jack Films, man. He's so fucking rad.
A few things right now. One is, why is he so obsessed with me? To which I say, are you serious? I just told you that a moment ago. Another thing you might actually be thinking is, he's just jealous of my success. And you know what, Sniper Wolf? I am. Of course I am. You've stolen your way to the top. You've made your millions, but off the backs of hundreds of other creators who didn't really consent to this partnership you forced upon them. And I'm not just jealous, I'm jaded. This is my 17th year on YouTube, and I've seen this platform evolve countless times since I started in 2006.
Like I said, one of the OGs, one of the best fucking dudes. Yeah, he's fucking awesome. I actually knew people that knew him personally, and they said how cool he was, and I believe it. Yeah, he seems like a real dude, a real G.
Then the content YouTube would boost was sketch comedy or meticulous music videos or content. Just genuine, actual...
I really miss when like college humor and stuff was king. I really miss that era of YouTube when like sketch comedy and music video, like YouTube made music videos and all that.
Content. Today, the very definition of content is arguable because anything can be content, for better or for worse.
When you turn on the water, it's gonna fill up the water bottle. Oh, and then the water pours out of it so you can wash your hands.
I'm just gonna say it. This sucks. This absolutely sucks. both the thing itself and YouTube's promotion of it. So now what? Where do we go from here? I've said my piece, but will anything actually change? Probably not. Which is why I'm not done. Last year, I made a new channel called JajaJax Films. It was a parody of Sniperwolf's channel, where I reacted to her videos, but
his like big thing, by the way, has always been parodies. Like I said, Jackson was fucking great. Definitely check out his content.
The most drawn out way possible.
So for 7 days.
Oh my gosh, a whole week to make paper? No thanks, I'll just buy it at the store. No, I kid, of course. No, it's a very complicated process. A whole week? It's been 1 week since you made me paper. These videos.
Oh my god, Jack is actually making actual reactions. Like he's showing her, hey, this is how you actually do it. That's insane.
Those were intentionally hard and painful to watch, which got me thinking, what if I made them entertaining? Instead of playing a character, what if I just graded each one of her reactions with legitimate criticism? And what if I credited the creators whenever possible, both in the video and in the description? And what if, occasionally, I enlisted the help of my good friend JackGPT? Jarvis, please write a haiku on why freebooting is bad. Pirates of the web. Snatching memes with no cred. Original sad. Why, you could call that transformative. Heck, I'd argue it even falls under fair use. Wouldn't you agree, Sniper Wolf? I'm not really asking.
It's minus 57 degrees.
That's incredible.
Minus 57 degrees.
Yep, that's what he said. Yep.
Tried to pour a can of Coke.
You try to pour a can of Coke?
Stop repeating. She's just repeating what they say louder. Anyways, the first video is already up on JajaJax Films. Go check it out and subscribe because I will be uploading there daily for as long as I want to.
You see this big guy? He be eating all of the little guys.
Bottom line, effortless.
You know what? I gotta say, that is the most transformative thing that we've heard her say. The most actual commentary that she provided in any of these videos. More than, well, okay, actually not more than Jinx. Jinx provided commentary at the end at least.
Reaction content has only grown more common since the days of Jinx. And just because it's more normalized now, doesn't make it right. I will continue to call out thieving mooches like this, and I hope my fellow creators will do the same. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to find a good home for this small glass of wine. Shout out to the people that actually make stuff. Mwah.
Yeah. No, I agree with this. And I don't know if, it comes off like I'm trying to justify myself and others that do this kind of thing. But I really hope that you can see the difference between how these people make content like this and how people like myself and others that make actual reaction content go. But we're not done here. We are not done here. Bo Burnham, of course, did a really good video about reaction. Well, it wasn't about reaction content. It was just continuously reacting to his own videos. It's a really good video as well, actually. JXE did a really good video about this, too, where he pointed out that a lot of times Hassan will do things, and this was specifically about Hassan. It was about Jinx, too, but it was, reaction stuff. I'm sorry. I believe that JXE goes by she, her pronouns. My apologies on that. But JXE did this thing where she explained, the issues that she has with Hassan and Jinx and people like that. And she explained hey, we have this thing where Hassan will just go away and like this.
For the video, Hassan decides to add his first piece of commentary. I feel like it's got to be it's got to be, I don't know, like someone who has a disability or something, right?
All right, let's go back.
Today I'm going to take you on a sightseeing tour of the oddities. This is literally Stake HQ.
This was responding to JXE's video about the most bizarre house you've ever seen.
Hold on, I'm going to be back in 1 second. Of 8,800 Blue Lake Road. The first 3.5 minutes of my video are enjoyed mostly by Hassan's chat and his chat. Although apparently for the duration of this, Hassan was watching the video on his phone, so he can see everything that his chat is seeing. It's not.
Yeah, I don't agree with that, because that is something that Hassan will say, where he'll be like, "Oh well, I listen to it and watch it as I leave or whatever." And it's like, dude, if you need to leave, if you okay, I get it, you're streaming, and of course what I do is not streaming, right? But I want to stream eventually, and when I do, I will have a little. I actually made one, and then I just got rid of it today. I wonder, can I find a history? Whatever. I would have a little, screen that says we'll be right back, kind of thing, right? Something that tells you hey, I'm gone right now, but we'll be back. Maybe I'd have some music playing in the background, royalty free, of course. I don't know. But whatever the case, I would have something that indicates I'm gone and I will be back. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't want to just let the thing play. Also because I mean, like, I want to see it, and I want to talk about it in real time. You know what I mean? So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. But when people make React content like this, and to be clear, Hasan in general makes really good, provides really good commentary on these videos. But when you do things like this on stream, it's a really bad look, and JXC was right in calling him out for that. So, yeah. And also, is there... Ah, here we go. So, it's becoming a huge thing, right, where we have the discourse continuing on, you know, Twitter, now X. These reaction channels are so fucking awful. They reuse the same React clips in the same video to hit the 8-minute mark for mid-roll ads. Are you serious? We need a content... fucking iDubbbz. We need a content cop patrolling these streets now more than ever. Yeah, iDubbbz is one of the people that took down Jinx, by the way. How bad this is 26 seconds. How bad is this?
What? I don't know how people jump this high. Oh, he jumped on like a little trampoline thing. I was like, there is no way. Bro just flew into the hoop. Dunked himself too. Does that count for extra inside? Mwah. I know a good chicken when I see one. What?
Wait,
I don't
what?
know how people jump this high.
No
he
way.
Jumped on like a little trampoline thing.
No.
I was like, there is
Oh
no
my god, I hate
way.
this. Wait, no, what? So she literally used the same. Okay, that isn't. Yeah, that's fucking. Yeah, no. There is no right for that. The 4 content creators who were against React content deserve more love and appreciation than the YouTube/Twitch reactors who are known for creating an empire of stealing impression from smaller creators. I don't think Jackson's is that small of a creator, but yeah, JXC, and then this is, I think his name's Some Ordinary Gamer. I don't know who this guy is. I feel like I've seen his face before though. But yeah, no, I agree. What's the one? Oh, this is from Rich. Hey, Rich of Review Tech USA. Let's check it out. Skitty Bop Bop Up. Does he still do that? That was awesome. Anyway.
With one question.
So JXC is somebody who does this kind of thing a lot. Look, I understand if you want to eat while you're watching whatever it is and you want to talk about it, but you can put down your fork or whatever, however you're eating, and talk about it. Or you can just take a couple minutes to grab a bite and come back. Like, there are ways you can do this, but here's what he does.
What happened to Helios Flight 522?
People on board. They saw no pilot in the cockpit, only the co-pilot.
The story of Helios Flight 522 began at 9 p.m. on with one.
Oh, I thought he was like getting ready to say something, but I guess not. More excellent React content from XQC. Yeah, man, it's just like, what is this? Soda on watching other streamers. Other streamers. Wait, what?
Felix, like anyone. No one is immune to this. I watch them watch a video, and they fucking talk so much that I close the stream and open the video myself.
Wait, you had an issue with commentary?
So everyone's like, at least add some flavor to it and like react a little bit. Like, dude, I actually want you to shut up. The video is good as is, but then it's like, but they showed me the video and I went and watched it my damn self.
What? Dude, this is the... No! No, you idiot! You're not being transformative with content creation. You're not adding anything. That's why people get mad at this shit. What is the point of all this? When it came to Let's Plays, ultimately, the decision was made to say, well, there's clearly a difference between playing a video game and watching somebody play a video game. You're not really getting the full experience if you play a video game, which is true. And I will still stand by what I said in regards to watching games that I might not want to personally play or whatever the case as well. And it was ultimately decided and understood that it's basically free advertisement when people do Let's Plays and reviews and all that stuff. And it is. But when you're ripping videos wholesale from YouTube or whatever the case, you damn well better be adding stuff to say. You better actually have things to say about what you're talking about. Actually providing commentary. Not just saying like, whoa, man, that's crazy. Whoa, that's so, wow, whoa, that's insane. Yeah, I know it's insane. I'm watching the fucking video. You know, this is why I describe what I do as, you know, I provide commentary. And I do. When Hellfire first started, they were very adamant about they don't do Let's Plays, they do playthroughs where they provide commentary. The reason for that is because while they were effectively doing Let's Plays, the term Let's Play had a very bad taste in a lot of people's mouth because of the shit that I showed you in the beginning and what people knew Let's Plays as. Well, that's similar to React content. Calling something React content leaves a very bad taste in a lot of people's mouth because of people like Jinx and Sniper Wolf and XQC, and when Hassan gives himself a bad look by leaving with the chair, or that fucking idiot at the end we just checked out that was like, no, I don't want to talk about it. Like, you need to shut up. I just want to watch the video. Then watch the fucking video. Don't watch someone's commentary on it. Just watch the video. It doesn't make sense. But I do think that if you're making React content and you're legitimately adding context, you're providing commentary, you're making it a transformative work that is now different because of what you are adding to it, that is fair use, and that is good, that is ethical, that is legally correct, morally correct, everything. There's a right way to go about this and a wrong way to go about this. I strive to make sure that I have enough to say about things before I talk about them. Another way that you can go about this is you can take different pieces of things, like I did for this video, and use them to illustrate a larger point. All of the things that I talked about, well, yes, I did show a few of Jack's videos in their entirety. This video now, at time of recording, is going for almost an hour and a half. This isn't even a 45-minute video. Or that would have been 2.5 hours. That 45-minute video that I'm responding to, that would have been 2.5 hours. But if you're just going to watch something and not have enough to say, don't fucking do it. There's no reason people need to watch you just sit there and be like, whoa, or you're just fucking sitting there eating. Like, I take drinks, you know, I take, everybody like takes drinks and shit, right? I'm you know, I drink throughout things while people are talking and stuff. I go through moments of people talking and then I pause and I talk about like whatever they said or what have you. I think that's fine. And I think a lot of people that do that, like, that is fine. But when you aren't adding anything and you are just freebooting like Jack talked about, yeah, that's really fucked up. So again, there's a right way to do this and a wrong way to do this. Just like, well, a lot of things. And yes, there is room for nuance and stuff like that. And to be clear, if somebody tells you, hey, I don't like you responding to my reacting to my stuff, yeah, I mean, you probably shouldn't. I don't agree that you need to ask for permission anytime somebody wants to, you know, respond to you or react to you, because it's like, no, like not if they're, again, making it a transformative piece. But if you're doing this, the kind of thing where you're really just sitting there watching the whole thing and you're not adding anything to it, then yeah, you're a thief, really. You know what I mean? Especially if you're doing it with like smaller content creators. It's, you know, it's also easy for me to say right now, being somebody who's less than 200 subs currently. But I mean, just in general, you know, like it's, you want to just have something to say. Just have something to say. And if you don't have anything to say, hey, picture this. You're in Jinx's shoes. You go and sit down, because this is what I do. You sit down, you think you're going to react to something, you realize, you know what, I didn't really have much to say about this after all. Well, it sucks that I basically wasted that time, and now I'm not going to be able to, you know, make a video out of this, but oh well, I didn't have enough to add. That's it. That's all you got to do. You know, if you have enough to add and you're providing commentary and you're making it a transformative work of art of your own, that's fine. But just, as you can tell, I'm very passionate about this. Again, I saw this all unfold with the Let's Play debacle. I'm very interested in watching commentary and making commentary, all that stuff. So it's very important to me that the concept of commentary and react content doesn't continue to get this bad rep because of people that will use it as an excuse to be lazy and not make content of their own. So, anyway, as always, these are just my thoughts. Let me know what yours are in the comments down below. Follow me on social media for more. Links in the description. Subscribe and ring the bell to stay up to date. Leave a like if you like. And if not, I hope you find something you do like. Later, guys. Peace and love.